Next up for our interviews, can we have the God of Thunder?
Sorry about that. I know you wanted me here a little earlier.
Well, Thor, how are you doing today?
I'm doing alright, I'd say, for the most part. A little disappointed, if I'm being honest, but I mean, I still think I put on a show in terms of everything.
Hell of a show, I would say. Well, I'll say we get right into it with what was your favorite fight of the tournament?
I would say when I fought my friend Kaido. He's always been fun to fight, whether it's in training, in a proper mayhem instance, whether it be for 15 minutes, 5 minutes, a minute. It's always fun.
Yeah. Well, how about your hardest fight? What was your hardest fight to go?
In terms of the entire tournament, I know most people are going to expect me to say Go Fang, because that's where I got cut off in the finals, but respectfully, I think that might have to go to simply because he made me think more of how I'd have to counter him. I fought more before, so I knew how to fight a monkey, but this is practically a monkey with some of my own stuff, and also he could throw a car. We were pretty,
Yeah.
I thought in terms of range and what we had on our kits, we were a little evenly matched. So I was a bit afraid, especially when I took that first round. But I was able to pull through in the second and third.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you could get as far as you did. That really is gonna help you with that reputation in mayhem.
I am too. Part of me feels like my name doesn't hold as much weight as it once did, I feel, even with how I did in the tournament. Partially because I know some people maybe even some of the admins, when they go to discuss champions, they'll go, Thor did get really far, but did he really have so many challenging fights? Because they're going to look at that and they're going to take it for face value. Oh, it's just Aqua, it's just Kaido. I fought them before.
I wouldn't say anything about just Kaido.
I know, I wouldn't either, but I know Kaido did very well.
I'm saying Kaido is probably going to get at least celeb.
He deserves celeb. I'll say that now. The way that celeb vote went, especially coming off the tail end of the one that gave me celeb, which was you can vote for anybody more than once. Sure, there were a lot of votes, but it was a clear winner of who really deserved celeb. And I think the same could be said if they did Kaido. Did it for Kaido's celeb vote.
What about, was there anything that you were just dying to pull out of your arsenal during a fight, but you couldn't?
If anything, it's a little tied between this and the Bifrost. Mainly because when I used this, it gave me an excuse to move a bit quicker.
Yeah.
Lessen the realism of the weight of the hammer, allow me to really get all the combos I wanted to get in. And also the Bifrost, even though it is slow, and I talked to Mort about fixing that, and he still hasn't, it still helped me dodge a lot of attacks. Part of what I regret about the fight in Golf is that I hadn't used it enough. I do think I dodged a lot of his hits without it. However, I think I could have utilized a lot of my kit better.
Well, yeah, I could see both of those doing pretty well in a fight against anyone. That Bifrost, you use it amazingly. You only use it like once every fight, but it's still really cool to see every time.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, what about the fight that knocked you out of the tournament? How did you feel? How did you feel before that fight? Like getting ready for it?
Before that fight, I was very confident. I was very confident in myself. I had fought Golf once in a training, maybe twice. And I had sat through all the live streams that Mort was doing, showcasing what he had. And before the fight was even announced, I'm like, based on what the wheels been going, I'm gonna get Golf. And if sure enough, I did. And I was telling everybody I was gonna turn him into a Campbell's soup can. And I think I did partially. I think I lit him up, no pun intended, with my hits. But in the end, I did ask Baron, and it was very hard for him to kind of remember what it narrowed down to. I think it was mostly a bit of performance and realism, considering my OVR. He'd go to pull me in, and if for some reason, when I'd push down to do my OVR, it decided to just me a little bit. I wanted to get pulled and flung around, but didn't happen.
Mm-hmm. What about when you were knocked out?
I expected it a little bit. I thought that in the past two fights I was getting very close, and I didn't give myself any kind of pep talk beforehand, really. During the fight, after he came down and asked fighters, please, like, hold the hands and whatnot, I realized where I fell short thinking about it, and I'm like, I think this just leans in favor of Golf, and it did. And part of me feels like if things had gone different before the tournament and Mort had actually put me down to save me as a commission, because I had asked him before Golf even got commissioned. I asked him, Mort, do you have time to work on this? He said, no, sorry, I got commissioned by some of the apes. Like, simply Firebomb's another one, Dark Knight's another one. So I figured, okay, wait till they're done. Next time I saw Mort in a call, I go, Mort, you work on my avatar now, or the other one's done? He's like, I would. I just got commissioned by Goldfang. I'm like, oh, all right. Well, do you still be able to, like, work on my stuff? I did kind of, say I wanted this, and he's like, sorry. Goldfang was ready to give me $200, and I'm like, all right, fair enough. I feel like because I had promised to pay him, I was always going to pay him. I feel like if there was a little more courtesy, I think things would have went very different, especially with all the abilities and stuff we had planned. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, to have you have a new Thor would have definitely been a problem. So, but I would say either way, you did amazing during that tournament. So, what about how this experience of going into Absolute Mayhem and getting as far as you did, how did that turn into something you could learn about?
Well, that's hard to answer. Because going into the tournament, or at least the preparation before the tournament, was a little rocky. I had left due to some things going on with the staff that I didn't agree with. I did say I'd be back for Absolute, and I took my time, and I was back. My first fight back, I beat Iron Man. Granted, he didn't have enough time to devastator or the killdozer form, whatever you wish to call it. But it was still a win, so it gave me a bit more confidence. However, I then missed the next instance. Then it was training, which, when it comes to me training, I just go to fight and see, what could I pull out to counter this and this and this and that. Even with you, when we would train and Baron was geeking his ass off in the corner with our counterplay,
oh yeah,
I was all just, how would I do against this fighter specifically? I think that's part of the reason why I was able to beat Kaido is because of how many times we sparred. But one thing I do think I need to learn is to expect the unexpected a bit. Because some of those fighters I didn't expect to be paired up with. Well, I did, a little bit. Like the night before the bracket with me and Simply, I was like, dude, if we fight, it's going to be a pain in the ass to do. I don't want to knock you out. We got to do this for the high haul and that jazz. But
yeah, that's how I felt fighting Behemoth. Just absolutely heartbreaking.
It was tough. The tournament, at least emotionally, was tough. After I fought Crimson, he's in my DMs. He's going, thank you for the show. All I wanted to do was prove I could put on a show, and you helped me. And I said, I get it. I understand. My whole goal was not only trying to prove to people that haven't seen me fight in a while, hey, I'm definitely still deserving of champ, and B, I can definitely put on a better show than all of you.
Yeah. It's a good mindset.
But it's a little difficult to look back on, because, I mean, getting as far as I did, it felt a little surreal. Because last tournament I was in, I left after the first round. I said, I'm not fighting these people. These are the champions. I just got here. I'm on quest. I got nothing against these guys. And to see how far I got, even though, again, people may not see them as the most difficult opponents, it was an experience. A good experience, at least. It made me feel like my time has been worth it. And that this hasn't just been me playing a dumb game on some headset with people that are miles away from me that I probably will never see if anything goes south. But for now, I think we're going to be all right. No? I mean, someone's got to step up for the next Absolute Mayhem. Hopefully they do.
I know you talked about your sparring with me and sparring with Kaido, and let's go a little bit more in depth with that. What was your schedule like when it comes to training for the Absolute Mayhem tournament?
In terms of scheduling for that, it was a little hard, because a lot of the times when I would do my best fights was when I would come back from fighting in a roleplay instance, without the stats being higher or lowered or anything, just base VR chat stuff, seeing what I can work with, moving at a slower pace. And it was hard because for a time, my PC audio, because most of these were PC roleplays, was broken. And I didn't want to look like an idiot using my soundboard stuff in a PC roleplay, because I'm sure the question would be, why are you using that? Why don't you have PC audio, the global audio? So I didn't. And then one day, like a few days, like a week before, it was like, oh, do you want to fix that now? We could just fix that now, and then it'll give you a little help. I was like, all right. Besides that, it was a lot of, next collective's doing the training. All right, let me join that. Oh, Baron's got an instance open. I'm going to join that. It wasn't very consistent. I've never been very consistent when it comes to training. But But it did help, I think, because I would always see the reactions of people. If no one's watching the fight, or people before the fight are like, oh, all right, Thor's gonna win, it'd give me a good nod. I wouldn't need to go up to Baron and bug him like a little ant and be like, hey, what could I do better with this, with that, with this, with that?
Yeah.
Part of me, I'm happy that I don't have to do that. Part of me wishes I did that a little bit more, but can't change the past.
Nope, you sure cannot. What about your very first fight? When you saw that you had to go up against Simply, what was your reaction? What was your emotions? What was running through your head?
Well, I don't mean to be a bit of an ass, but my first fight wasn't Simply. My first fight was Crimson Devil.
Ah, I see.
Genuinely, if I'm being completely honest, I was very afraid. Not because I didn't think I was going to win. I did think most likely outcome, I'm going to whoop his ass. But the 1% in the back of my mind that was terrifying me was that if I lose to this guy, who some people think of as a low-tier fighter, a lot of my friends think of as a low-tier fighter, which, no offense, it does seem that way at least once or twice, but he always pulls through and proves everyone wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that if I lost to him, I would never hear the end of it. And so that, I was like, I've got to win. Even before it, I don't know if there's photo or video. If you look, I was shaking like a fucking tree in the wind. I was a wreck. Granted, I still beat him. I think I did really well with his time stop, considering a lot of people thought I crashed.
Yeah.
From what I heard. So. But.
Yeah.
Overall, it was fun. I think it was fun. Part of me, I know some people said, oh, we thought you crashed when we saw your hand moving. Part of that was because I was debating if I wanted to try and Bifrost out of the time stop, but I'm like, how would I call for Heimdall? How would I call Heimdall to save me in this? And it would be no way, because I'm frozen in time.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that that's something that you can build on. If there is ever a time stop, think of a way to get out of it. Or just take your hits.
I did. I thought I knew some people would get a chuckle when he went to hit me, and and that was that.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of the time I take the hits. When they go to do a big hit, I'll kind of try to freeze myself midair if I can. Kind of hard with the OVR at times, but it's all right.
Well, here's our final question. And this is a question that you say what it means. Who are you now?
Part of me feels kind of like I've done enough. Another part of me also feels like to some I'm old news. I mean, something came back in me when I heard Baron do the announcement, and he announced me as the King of Kings again, because when I did that run, that was back when I was going for celeb, and everyone loved me. Mm-hmm. Jug's talking to me, and he's like, Thor, I think you're the least hated person in all of Fight Finder. All you do, you're always empathetic with people. And that did, in time, my patience did wear thin, because after hearing some people say the same stuff, I kind of... Everyone has a little bit of a breaking point. But part of me feels like I could call myself a veteran in ways. I can say that in ways I've surpassed some great people like I've been saying for a little bit, that I've surpassed my predecessor, which is Baron. He did Thor before me. He handed me down the hammer after I beat him. And it felt, even though he's never said, like, oh, you carry it on, or whatever. I'm only really carrying on Thor. But, I mean, he's Mayhem's one admin. I'm Fight Finder's one admin now. It kind of works in a weird way. I like to say I'm the next Baron, and hopefully when I get all my stuff and it finally is time, because again, he's working on Fight Finder stuff, which, I mean, as long as it's Fight Finder stuff, I'm not complaining. But it's just, I feel like after this, I don't know how many fights I really need to do. Depending on how many of them get legendary, which honestly I think like 90% of them will.
Definitely.
I don't know. One of my main fights might just be going against Toto's Hulk once I get my upgrades. Getting a bout with Baron after he's done working and he doesn't have to deal with the bullshit. But besides that, there isn't many. I mean, I fought Gormundur in a Fight Finder instance already. I fought Jug multiple times in training. I fought Bugs. I've gone down the line, and I feel like it's crazy when people go, Thor, I've never seen you fight. What? Been here for months. Where have you been?
Yeah.
But it's a good way to look back at everything, especially back to when I was on Quest, and see how I changed and moved and learned. But overall, I mean, in the future, if I can be anything, hopefully to many people, I'm a role model. Because, I mean, I did have to bite my tongue for a good while before I started saying my opinions about people. Of course, unless they piss me off. But it got me to very high standings and very good friendships with people, which I wouldn't change. Mm-hmm. Everyone that I am good friends with, including you, are such likable people. You're able to be serious when you be serious. You can be immature when you want to be immature, and it's able to flow so nicely that it doesn't mess up the night. Yeah. And it's always just fun. And if anyone from the next collective, if they see me as higher than them, need help, they can come. If there's any new people, I always help them when they come up to me. It's a matter of how the other people will see me now is what I'm more worried about.
Yeah.
Even though it's just a fighting game and it's LARP and whatnot, we're just LARPing. How I see myself doesn't matter. I mean, if anything, I think right now, if I were to put it down, I wouldn't have any complaints.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if I whoa, little bit lag. Come on. There we go. I don't know if I will, on that note, put it down. I mean, I do have to work and whatnot. Life comes really quick. But I mean, I've been juggling this pretty well so far. And I mean, I don't know if there will be another Thor specifically. And I knew there was a long time before Mayhem got another one between Baron and me. Mm-hmm. If anyone I could see even carrying on what I brought, it would be Kaido. He's got the thunder, the spinning weapon, the clashes, the cool abilities, the rage, all of it.
Mm-hmm.
he can work on his character a little bit. But without any jokes, I see, if I do ever go, I do see him kind of filling my role. And in terms of just how it's all boiled down to, I feel like I could be here one day, gone the next, come back, and I don't know if anything would change. Right now, until I get my upgrades and until I go to seek out Freddy again, because I need to rematch him, I never got that, or someone similar, I think for right now, I have peaked. And I think that's the best way to put how I see myself. I've peaked. I'm still a little old. You know, I've been here for 9, 10? No. No, 9 months, I think. 9 or 10. And it's been a wild ride. There would always be crazy stuff going on. One day I'm fighting, the other day I'm running into this weird Viking guy I saw in Ventura City. Turns out it's Gormund who I saw. Meeting him, getting on the Fight Finder team, becoming good friends with Mort. But right now, I've made all the bonds I've wanted to. I don't know if I could see any more fights that would beat what this tournament had done. It put Iron Man and Bastion against each other.
Oh yeah, that was definitely something that everyone was a little scared, little excited about, but it didn't go well either. Bastion,
yeah,
a little sad
really
that it couldn't go through as a real fight. Well, I think that's about all the time we've got. So that was Multiverse Mayhem's God of Thunder, Thor. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time.